Going on, sheepdogs? This is Cobb with Aware and Alive, and my website is tallycarry.com. That's TALLYCARRY.com, all one word, and that links you to my YouTube site, which I have linked through, Facebook, or if you just type in tallycarry.com on your URL, it's going to take you to my YouTube site. Right now, I think there's 2 videos up. I know my concealed carries on there, 2+ hour one, and a lot of folks have just asked me, like, hey, Cobb, I don't have 2 hours to do it. I pause it, I come back hours later, I've forgotten what I heard in the first part. So, hence why I'm going to do this video. I'm going to try to keep everything under 10 minutes on the videos. Some of them may go a few minutes over, but for the most part, I'm going to do my absolute best to keep them under 10 minutes, just so that they're bite-sized, digestible, um, getting into your brain, because I know as adults, our attention span's like 10 seconds. Mine's like 0.10 seconds, maybe 0.001. I don't know. Anyway, uh, so I want to make it easy for you guys and gals. I want to make it digestible. How do you eat an entire elephant? One bite at a time, right? You can't consume the whole thing in one. I'm sure a lot of people would like to try that, but it's impossible to do so, right? And so by making digestible 10-minute, you know, uh, educational videos, I think that's going to help out. But I'm also looking for your input. I want to I want to hear from you guys and gals. I don't just teach concealed carry. I also do ARs. I do shotguns. Just about any weapon system, to include blades. Now, I'm not a master bladesman by any means, but I think that there's things that young men and women should know today, and some older women and men should know today. Like, if I open up my pocket knife, you're like, hey, Carl, can I borrow your knife? You got one on you, right? I'm like, yeah, I got my pants on, don't I? You open up your knife, you hand it to the person, right? And then they go and they close it back and hand it to you. And you're like, no, 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 bar. I gave it to you open. You got to hand it back to me open, right? I did that for a reason. One, I carry an automatic. Most people open it. They don't realize how powerful it is. It flings out of their hands, could stab them in their foot, whatever, right? So just little things. I'm not a knife expert. I've taken some classes in knife defense and offense, but no way am I an expert by any means on that. And I'm not going to go into teach that kind of stuff because nobody wants to get into a knife fight. Statistics say that most people would prefer to get shot than get stabbed. Yeah, I might agree with that. I don't know what it is. There's something about a blade that's just scary AF, and yeah. Anyway, moving on because I'm getting into 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes now, and so I just want to make digestible pieces. I want to make things that are entertaining and fun. I'm a talkative guy. You guys know that. I'll go down rabbit holes quick, and by keeping them short like this, I think it's going to help not just you out, but me as well. So, first thing I want to talk about is on my concealed carry. If you've watched it or if you're going to watch it, the long 2 hour one, on there, there's in the intro, there's a part about downloading an app called Legal Heat. For some reason, it still works and updates on my phone and my wife's phone and the people who have downloaded it in the years before. But up until this last year, it's not on the Apple Play Store or the Apple, what are they, iTunes. I'm not an Apple guy. My wife's an Apple girl. She loves them. But Android, Apple, the Google Play Store, it's not on there anymore. I went to their website. It's still functioning, but the app's not downloadable. I've sent links to folks through the app saying share with a friend. Not found, right? So anyway, if you know of a good free, all capital words, free uh, app that's up to date on all the current laws and keeps updating because it's ever changing, hopefully with the new administration, a lot of this is going to go away and we're going to get our freedoms back. But there are a lot of, you know, there are a lot of apps. I haven't searched because my legal heat still works. And so anyway, I just found out recently that it's not transferable. So I need a new app. And so that's my challenge to you guys right now is if you know of a good free app that shows all 50 states laws and updates regularly, let me know. I want to put my hands on it. I want to check it out and I want to share that with other people. So I'd be grateful if you could do that for me. So comment, email me, awareandalivellc at gmail.com, awareandalivellc at gmail.com. That'd be the best way to reach out to me. And then I can try the app out as well. Uh, the next thing I want to talk about are the 4 basic safety rules for firearms. And as a student, even myself, because I'm always a student and I'm always learning, you should always know the basic firearm rules. Now, some people do 3. I think that it always should be 4, and I'm going to tell you those 4 now. And you can argue with me. That's fine. As long as you know them, I don't care. And if you've taken my CCW class, you'll see that I repeat those multiple times throughout the concealed carry PowerPoint. And number one is treat every firearm as if it's loaded. And I'm going to try to be quick on this because you guys can play it to your heart's content, but treat every firearm as loaded. So I'm going to give an example. You and your children are out playing on the playground. Your kids see a gun. They've been trained to come get an adult. They come get you. You got to be responsible. You've got to show. You got to show that you're educated on these things. And by knowing the basic firearm safety rules, you will have known that, and it will prevent negligence because there is no word for accidents. It's negligence because you have the will to learn and you just don't do it. So treat every firearm as loaded. So you go over there, you can't see inside the magazine, you can't see in the barrel, you can't see in the chamber if it's a semi-auto. If it's a revolver, the cylinder, you could probably squat down and look and see, a couple empty slots or see bullets in it, but you can't see the one at the 12 o'clock position and the 6 o'clock position. So if a kid was able to pick that up and squeeze it, click, click, and it boom, right? You don't know. So treat every firearm as if it's loaded, period. Even if your buddy hands you the weapon and says, I already checked it, check it, right? Number two, never put your finger on the trigger. This happens so many times, right? In my concealed carry, I take a plastic, my live classes, I take a plastic gun that I got from some toy store, I don't know. And whether it's revolver or semi-automatic, I've got them both, and I'll pass them around, and I watch the folks pick them up. And every single person, unless they've had some firearm experience before, puts their finger on the trigger. I don't know what it is. It's a muscle memory thing. I don't know. But you got to keep that booger hooker out of the trigger guard, right? Away from that trigger, resting on the slide. Some people keep them stuck out. Whatever works for you, just keep it off there until you've made the decision to fire that weapon, right? Um, so it's that simple, right? And so number three, never point your gun at anything you don't intend to destroy. I'm going to leave it at that. That's simple. Never point the firearm at anything you don't intend to destroy because it is a tool. It's a dangerous tool, just like a chainsaw, just like a car, any other, you know, thing in this world. It's a tool. It's the tool that uses it that screws everything up. You could take a loaded weapon, lay it on a school playground, put tape around it, put police officers out there or military. That gun's never going to go off by itself until the tool, the human flesh tool, picks it up, and that's when drama happens, right? And so, like I said, never point at anything you do not intend to destroy. And number four, final, is know your target, what's around it, beyond it, in a 360-degree spear. Every bullet that comes out of that gun has a lawyer attached to it, and just keep that in mind. So knowing your target, not shooting through things that you can't see that individual, because you don't know what's back there, right? Knowing your target, what's around it in a 365-degree spear. Bottom line, memorize those. Challenge anybody you train with to quote those to you, right? Period. And they may not be in that order. I just put them in that order because that's the way I see it happening on a playground or anywhere, right? If a weapon's on the side of the road, treat it like it's loaded. Never put your finger on the trigger. Never point at anything you don't intend to destroy, and know your target and what's beyond it in a 365-degree spear, knowing that there's a lawyer attached to every bullet that comes out of that gun. You are responsible, right? So that's really what I want to talk about today, guys and gals. Like I said, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you all had a great New Year's. Don't forget that Valentine's Day coming up. Inauguration Day was awesome, especially for the 2A community, and I'm really hoping to see some things some big changes in there. Now, a lot of 2A folks claim they're 2A folks, and some of the old time hunters or just hunters in general feel that their hunters don't need a specific type of weapon. They're going to say, well, it depends on what you're hunting, right? Think about that. And so, yeah, I want more ammunition, storing capacity in my firearm, and more power than any enemy can bring to me. And so, hopefully, with the new administration, a lot of this stuff's going to get taken away, and hopefully, we'll never have to use apps like Legal Heat or whomever you guys recommend to me. Uh, Please feel to reach out to me. Again, Aware and Alive, LLC, all one word, and spelled out, not the symbol, at gmail.com. Reach out to me. And if you need to talk, I'll give you my cell phone number. You can give me a call. I was putting it out on Facebook, and oh God, I've worked years on cleaning up my Facebook from spam. I'm getting calls about Medicaid, Medicare, whatever it is. I'm 51 years young. I can't get it. I tried. I'm too young. The woman at Social Security place is like, forget it. You're not going to be able to get Social Security right now. You're not going to be able to get anything. You're too young. So anyway, guys, I love you. I love you probably more than you do yourselves, and I care about you more than you probably do yourselves and your family. Because when I'm out in town and you've taken my class, or you see my face and you know because you watch my YouTube videos, I'll ask you, are you carrying? And it's sad, it breaks my heart, but I'm going to throw out a number that's going to be scary. 90% of the students that I teach or that have sought out anything from me don't carry their weapon systems. You know, I can understand if your job tells you you can't do it, but these are people that I'm just meeting out in public, like in the stores. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why? Why don't you have your weapon on you? What did you tell me when you first come in to take my class? Well, Cobb, I want to be a protector. I want to be a sheepdog. I want to take care of my family and the people that can't take can defend themselves. And I said, well, what are you doing now? Where's your weapon? In the car, on my nightstand, on the refrigerator in the kitchen, in the safe. And I'm like, no, man. No, are you going to throw Campbell's soup cans at them? I mean, sure, that would work if you had to, if you had nothing else, which you would have nothing else. But you told me you wanted to protect and defend the innocent and the weak. And so, anyway, guys, I've gone past my time. I love you. And I really do. I do mean that. Reach out to me. Help me out, folks. Reach out to me. Give it a like. Give it subscribe. Whatever. I don't know all this stuff. I'm not a YouTuber. I watch YouTube, but I'm not. You know, I'm not in this for the money. If you want to do training, reach out to me. That will obviously have to cost something depending on what we're wanting to learn. But I'm going to be cheaper. Not cheap. I hate that word. Cheap's not a good word. I'm going to be less expensive. Cheap means cheap, right? Dollar Tree cheap, right? Um, not Brookstone or anything like that. So reach out to me if there's anything, right, from cleaning your weapon system, which we're going to get into that too. I can't show you every gun, but YouTube has almost everything out there available. I just would say take care of your firearm. Take care of it like you would, your car, your refrigerator, your microwave, whatever it is that you depend on every single day that helps you out in life. You know what I mean? Guys, I love you. Remember, be aware, stay alive, and I'll see you at the range.